Okay, today we're going to do a full face. So I've just cleansed my face and put my sunblock, which I use this one, La Roche-Posay, and some moisturizer. So now I'm going to start out with, I'm going to put some poreless primer on. This one is from I think Maybelline or something. So I'm just gonna get about that much. And just rub that around. And just put it in the areas that you think that you have more pores than you want people to see. And then I'm just going to use my sponge. I think I'm going to start out with some of this L'Oreal Lumi Glow Tint. And this one is in Warm Shad. So I'm just going to put some of that on. And this is also kind of a primer because this one's like not really a foundation. It's pretty clear. And then I'm going to go in with some of this Tarte Amazon Clay foundation, and this one is in the color light beige. I'll put about that much on. And this is a very thick foundation. So very covering, and it's also kind of drying. So if you have drier skin, just make sure to put a lot of moisturizer on before you put this on. This is definitely drying. And I just wipe my sponge off on the towel that I have, just because the makeup gets caked up and then it's hard to work with. And I just rub some down. Make sure that I have everything covered, because even though you put sunblock on, you have to make sure that you cover yourself in foundation so that the sun can't get to you. Because even with sunblock, it has to be reapplied like every half an hour if you're not wearing foundation. But if you put foundation on, then it can seal it in and it just covers better. That's what I found. Then I'm just going to use a translucent powder. Today I'm using Puff Puff Pass, and that's in Peachy. You just want to rub it on your hand. Then I'm going to use some of this Cara Beauty Soft Focus. It's kind of hard to see. And it's the pink one. I'm just going to put this under my eyes so that I could put my eyeshadow on. So it's just like a kind of like a baking powder, and will catch all of the eyeshadow. And today I think I'm going to use the Lorac Pro palette in Noir. And I'm just going to get eyeshadow brush. And today I'm going to use this blue silvery one here. And that one's really not looking as shimmery as I want it to. But we're going to go in with another eyeshadow brush and put on some of this black right here that I've used a lot of. And just make sure to dust it off. That way you don't get too much fallout. That'll just be more to clean up later. And just go under the eye, all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. And I like to bring it up and pull it over. Give it like that cut crease look. And we'll blend that out later. But I want something a little shimmerier for my lids, so I'm going to look into one of my Pat McGrath palettes. This is a Mothership. Throwing Eye Ecstasy, whichever one that is. And I'm going to use this silver one here. And I'm just going to use my finger. And that's giving me more of like that metallic, shimmery shine. So that looks a little more like what I'm going for. And I think I'm just going to use a Q-tip and get some of this white one here. Use that on the inner corner. So I'm just going to get some of the white. It's kind of like a pinky pearly. Right in that inner corner. This makes the whole thing look more shimmery, even if it's not. Okay. While I'm in this palette, I think I'm just going to use this gray taupey type color just to blend the black in with the rest of the eyeshadow. And then I go underneath, of course. Everything has to be blended. I think we're good there. Then I'm going to go in with my eyebrow stencil, which this is called Delicate. I think that I got it at like Sally's Beauty Supply, somewhere like that. And I'm just going to use like a regular eyeliner, which I've got the L'Oreal Infallible. Just put that on, and I'm just going to rub a little bit of this. And then I wipe it off on my towel. And then I'm just going to do the other side. So you just get like a base line down, and with the stencil it just makes it easier. I'm going to go in with my 24-hour brow setter, and I'm just going to put some of that on and just smudge out that eyeliner a little bit, which you can use eyeshadow or anything for the stencil. I just use the eyeliner today, but sometimes I use eyeshadow. This just makes it so that it's going to set. And then I dry that with my blow dryer. And that should be enough for now. We can move on to something else while that continues to dry. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible eyeliner, and I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to do the waterline and under. And then I'm going to go in with my Flash Cat Eye. I think this is by L'Oreal too. I'm just going to do the all the way from the inner corner. And sometimes when you have like a lot of eyeshadow on, like this really shimmery eyeshadow, it's going to take a couple of passes to get this liquid liner on because it's just so thick that kind of doesn't stick. It's a lot easier to get the eyeliner on when you're using a matte eyeshadow, but the shimmery ones are a little slick. And you could just wipe your eyeliner off on your towel and then continue. Helps a little bit sometimes. And you go underneath just to make that look more black. If you notice when you take it underneath, because the eyeshadow is matte, it sticks and holds better. Okay. Then I'm going to go in and do some contouring. So I'm using this Laura Geller contour. Just gonna use the darker color. This just makes your nose look smaller, or you can make it look longer, or whatever you want to do. Contouring just fixes everything. I do the top of my lip and the underneath, and then I use a different brush and I go under the chin and follow the jawline and down the sides of the neck. And then I just go in underneath the cheekbone. And I like to go up here. And it might look smudgy right now, but we're going to blend that out later. And now I'm going to go in with my powder brush and try to brush off any kind of fallout that we have underneath. I'm going to blend. When you're working with dark colors, sometimes they get kind of all over the place, so you just gotta blend them out, make sure that you get them well blended. And then you just blend. Then I'm going to go in with my, have an eyebrow brush somewhere. It looks like we're going to use this one today, which is just a regular eyebrow brush. And I'm going to go in with the Anastasia, and this one is the darkest one I could find. It's called Jet. You just want to make that arch a little higher. And pull it down the sides. You just want to darken this up and make it look kind of natural. And the eyebrows aren't always going to come out exactly the same, but you just want to get them to look similar. Whatever we don't get right now, we'll get a little bit more on point with the cleanup. And I think those look okay. And I'm just going to get the cleanup brush, which is any kind of little brush like this. That's what I use for my cleanup. Then I'm just going to use some more of the foundation that I put on today. And I'm just going to get a little bit. And I'm just going to go under. And I'm just going to go on the outer corner, make sure that's nice and sharp. And I just wipe my brush off on a towel. And just do the other eye. On the outside. And I think that looks pretty good. So we'll go in with this little part of the brush. Make sure that's blended out and set. Then I'm going to go in with some blush. And today I guess we'll just use the Jane Iredale. And this one is Velvet Petal. And I'm just going to hit the cheekbones there. And so you just want to warm the rest of the face up just to blend it in. Collarbones. A little bit below the cheek, down the sides of the neck. Hairline. That way it just looks more uniform. And then I think that we will go in with some mascara now. Let's see which one I have. Looks like we're just going to use the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. We just want to put a base on because we're going to put eyelashes on top of this. You just want to get the bottom lashes really good because we're not putting eyelashes down there today. And the black just makes whatever eye color you have look brighter. And this is why I wear strip lashes, because nothing gets as black as strip lashes. The strip on the lashes is just very dark and it makes your eyes look like they pop. And today I'm going to use the Losha lashes. And I just buy these on Amazon. When I take them off, I like to clip each end because they usually have like a part that sticks out and that is pokey. So. And then I'm using the Duo Latex and formaldehyde-free lash glue. It's the least irritating on the eyes. Then I'm going to dry this. When you dry it with your blow dryer, it just makes it stick on a little easier. You can see that definitely puts like a blacker line on the top. I think those look good. And then today I'm going to go in with the Lorac Pro. This is the matte lip color rouge, rose brown. And that's not really going on. So I'm going to dry my lips because I've got like a lip gloss on them, stopping that from sticking. Now we'll try again. That's not really that dark, so let's try a liner with that. Let's see. Okay, we've got Real Her liner. Hopefully this. Okay, that's darkening a little bit. So this is Real Her. I Am Everything. I'm not sure where I got that. Might have got that in an Ipsy bag or something. Now that my lashes are drier, I'm going to go back in and try to darken up the inner corner. And maybe go over the top with the lashes a little bit. Try to blend that in. And then today, I guess that we will use the Morphe Luminous setting spray. And I think that's the look.